it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I got a green light, man. Just touch on this one. Yep. Is that all good, yeah?
Cut.
Ready, yeah? Alright, welcome to the podcast. My name's Pablo.
Pablo.
I'm gonna leave it for you, man, to do your thing. I'm gonna close this door, innit?
Yeah. So what? How do you want to introduce it? Are you going to be the one to introduce?
I was gonna just start with us, man, having a conversation, like what happened, and then.
Nah, here it's cool. Let's just start then, innit?
Alright. Great. We're not starting with the questions, are we?
You don't laugh though.
I'll say that.
Nah, it's your boy Steven. I'm here with Ben, man. Ben, what are you telling them?
I'm chilling, man. On the first episode. New thing.
New thing, man. New thing.
Cage birds.
Cage birds.
That's how we're starting.
How we starting, man? That's how we starting.
So obviously, you have me and Steven. Yeah, we're just gonna be talking about bullshit. Actually, no, today we're not talking about bullshit.
Oh, let's start episode 1.
Let's start episode 1. Let's start a bit serious with a little bit of substance.
Try to be sophisticated, you feel me?
Yeah. But now I wanted to talk about influences. Obviously, I want to start off with you. Because obviously, I grew up in London. Obviously, you grew up in London, but you weren't born here.
I was born here, yeah.
So, I want to know, obviously, your influences. Music, fashion, sports, everything that's molded you into.
Of course, what do you mean by influencers? Do you mean celebrities or
it hasn't even got
people you look up to?
People look up to, people around you.
Damn. So when I first start with, let me start with sports, but just a man, innit? It sounds crazy, but my biggest influencer, my dad, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound moist, but it's not moist, but I love my dad. It was weird because at first I didn't think he actually liked me. No cap. No, do this, man. No cap, no. On the real note.
Shit, I'm getting hot. Hey, now this is what it's like.
Wait.
This is what it's like here when you grow up in a Nigerian.
In a nice household. I'm the firstborn as well. But you know what it is? It was tough love. And one thing my dad said to me is, he's tough on me because one thing about my dad, he was born in a polygamous family. He didn't see his dad often, innit?
Actually, no, that was basically all I can't.
Most parents, you know what I'm saying?
My mum and dad.
So for my dad, it was like, him being my dad, he's still learning how to be a dad because he never had a father figure. So when I heard that, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So he taught me, listen, I'm hard on you because I'm still learning myself, innit?
Yeah.
So there's some things where I can't communicate or expose my true feelings towards you, innit? But just know that I always love you. And from then on, I was like, you know what? My dad can be vulnerable to me like that. And you know, being a black Nigerian man, that's not a thing. I don't want to go on stereotypes, but that's not a thing, innit?
Yeah.
So for the first time, I was like, that's cool. Sports-wise, LeBron James, man. Like, I'm just talking about that guy coming from where he's been, Akron, Ohio. And you know how we always talk about going back to the hood when you made it?
Yeah.
He's done it in a different way where he's built a school and he's sending people to college, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
He's got $1 billion lifetime contract. His family's set up for life, and that's what we say. It's like, do you really win if your people don't win with you? Everyone, look at Maverick Carter, his best friend now is Spring Hill CEO. Like, he's a CEO of a company, you know what I'm saying? Music-wise, that one rotates a lot, to be honest, because I'm just influenced by so many, I say Kirk Franklin, gospel, like, has the GOAT. And I think he did a recent tune with Baby, actually. And I was just like, the way he fuses it is crazy. And he just made, you know what it is? He's made that gospel cool. Like, remember them songs like Stomp, even Mary Mary, Shackles, like they were going up in a club, you know what I'm saying?
Were they going up in a club?
Yeah, Shackles. The shackles on my feet. Bro, I remember in church, I don't care.
Yeah, guys, let me know if you heard that in the
club. That wasn't at clubs, you know what I'm saying? That was in the club. But yeah, and I was Nipsey Hussle. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, the great man. The marathon continues. You know, that one just, it's not cliche, it's just for what he was as a man. And you don't see a lot of artists nowadays standing on what they say. And it's crazy how he said the marathon continues, he's died, the marathon continues, his brand is going on, his people are going on. And even in his last song, I think it was with The Game, they recorded, in his last lyrics, he said, I'll probably die in the streets, but I'll survive through my name. So to me, something like that was just like...
His name lives on till to this day.
And that was the whole point we were talking about, where, what's it, legacy over money, bro. Because you can have all the money in the world, but your legacy will live on. You know what I'm saying? Well, what about you, bro? Let me spend that back at your block.
Influences. I've got loads. People around me. So mine, I'm gonna start with past. So when I was younger. So mine was probably my siblings. So I'm the complete opposite to you. So I'm the youngest of four.
Damn.
So mine was probably like my oldest brother and my other older brother as well. Because I grew up like, especially in like music. My music influence is basically from my older brother.
Yeah.
So like, for example, when people ask me my favorite artist and I say Rick Ross.
You're big Rose. You're big Rose.
Or Meek, like these guys, like I've been listening to them since like probably like 2011.
And that's one of your brothers, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll say that's when I first proper started listening to music myself. Like, you know the ones when you're young and you're searching for like music and you're listening, like you're not just listening to what everyone else is listening to. You then go and start searching and listening to music. So back then, like, and this is a conversation that we need to have later on, but like certain music videos that you got like nostalgia from. That take you back to a certain time.
Yeah.
So mine back then was Stay Scheming. For 11-year-old in year 7, I remember, and what do you call it? I think it was I'm on one as well. Yeah, that. But yeah, so my oldest brother. Also, my dad in a way in terms of football, because I always used to watch football bears. But I grew up, so my family support Man United. I support Arsenal.
How does that even happen, bro? I'm a United fan, bro.
Do you know what's crazy? My dad supports Man United. I grew up in a house with my dad, my 2 brothers, and my oldest sister supported Man United. And my mum supported Liverpool. When my dad tried to, you can even ask my mum. My mum always attested this to everyone. When I was younger, from like 4 years old, so your guy was, your inspiration was LeBron.
Yeah.
Mine was, that kind of introduced me to football, watching football was Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
So my mum was like, when I was younger, I used to, like, I remember seeing Thierry Henry like on TV.
Just thinking, bro, yeah.
The way he played with so much like swag. Sound a bit
He was
weird.
suave, yeah. I know what you mean, smooth with it.
It's too smooth with it. Obviously, it was French. Like, he had,
he made a bold cop like a thing, like, you know, when you just go like level 1-0, like he made that a thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I had a level 1 until like even year 7 I had a level 1.
It hates me to say it, as a United fan, like Henry was like
no, that's the greatest Prem player. Like, that's a debate for another day.
Well, yeah. Listen,
but
CR7 got something to say.
No, to me, he wasn't at his. Like he was at.
It wasn't at his peak in the Prem.
He wasn't at his peak in the Prem.
Mean.
That's why if he stayed in the Prem and did what he did at Real Madrid in Man United, I'd say he's the greatest Prem.
Yeah. That's another little sketch.
Yeah, so I say football, like my dad, and then that was when I was younger, and then my oldest brother, he's probably gonna be listening to hear this and think, for real, like, and then. As I got older, like friends around me as well, my circle, I'll say, because people don't realize. I know it's cliche to say, but you know how they say like the circle, the people you keep around you. Like,
show me your circle. I can show you.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. So I'll say like the man I had around me back then, and I got more or less kind of like the same, even though not with certain people that I was back then, but like. Yeah, my circle around me, even to this day, kind of like influenced me as well. But I always, I think, and you'd probably attest to this, that coming from a Nigerian background, African household, like, because you had that certain discipline, like, there's, even though your friends, you may find, well, not even your friends, but people that you may know doing certain things, because you had that influence from back home, like strong influence. You'd be able to make the right decisions here.
Facts.
Obviously, we're all young, so we're all gonna make mistakes.
You're gonna make mistakes.
And I made mistakes in the past, but I feel like the house that I come from kind of influenced.
And you know what's crazy? Like me not being born here, it sounds crazy. When I tell people, they'll be like, "No way,
no, I can't lie. Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, "What do you mean?"
No, like,
I thought you were born here.
Man's a freshie in there.
Fresh on the boat.
Fresh on when man came, my first day of school, we used scissors, innit? Man did not know what that was, and you had to like cut. I thought it was like knife and fork, bro. I snipped off the top of my finger, bro. I was crying, like, bro, because to me, them utensils weren't adapting. Like, I went to a good school, Christ, I remember my school, but for us, everything was practical, like hands-on, innit?
Yeah.
When man seen the scissors, I'm thinking like it's like a play toy or something, innit? But when you talk about influences, like even now, Fela Kuti music, like Water No Get Enemy is still one of my ringtones or my alarms. Like even I don't know if you man did this, but Saturday mornings, I know I have to clean up. I'm hearing Kirk Franklin, them man boost, like they play. My mom's playing at 8 a.m. Get up like to shower. But like you said about discipline, one thing I love about our culture is discipline, bro. Like it's like it's a regiment on time. And you know when you're younger, you're like, why do I have to do this? Because you were saying other kids sometimes will be able to go out and play. You know, you won't be able to do this. But it's like, you know when your mom be like, don't let everyone in your house, it's not every day you go sleep over. You grow up, but you need this. No, but it's true.
Do you know what? See, this is the reason why I'm reacting like this, because everything you said, I remember in year 5, one of my friends in primary school wanted to have a sleepover birthday party. Everyone was closed. I went there, and I stayed there till 11, or like half 10, and my sister came to pick me up. Because my mum was like, you're not sleeping over at anyone's house. She didn't allow that. And the same thing with like, she didn't, like, even in, it kind of, and it's crazy because even now I'm older, I'm a lot more, because the minute I turned 18, like, I could go out, like my mum allowed me. So even that sort of stuff is kind of still in me now, where I like, obviously if I'm out and whatever, like I don't feel like, I feel uncomfortable sleeping in other people's houses. Like I don't know what it is, but I think that it's just because of that influence that I've had. And then also you said, about going out,
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, even when I was in year 11, and I'd go out, and like, for example, like me and Amanda would at the time go power league. And we do that during the daytime. Like, and then I might come home, shower, and they'll be like, come, let's go cinema. And cinema, this is like Dagenham View. So that's for me, that's a 145 straight there.
That was a free cinema, man. Never paid. That was all bumped.
But no, it was like a straight bus there, and the bus stopped at the end of my road. She was like, and imagine, I'd ask her, this is like 5 o'clock. This is summertime as well. This ain't winter time. I'm not asking the winter time when it's pitch black. This is summertime when it's like peak summer. Where
everyone's coming with their bikes and that as well.
It's getting dark, like 9, 10 o'clock.
9, 10 o'clock.
So I'd probably be home by then. And then my mum was like, what are you doing? You're not coming at the house at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And that.
There was one way I tried it, and this was from church. My church people know this. Have you ever done this? So you know when you go to church after church, you're like, hey, come to my house, because it's either you or your boy used to have the console then, because consoles weren't like that in every household, didn't it? So I remember my boys, I think my boy Timmy, Eman, Wally, So I used to always want to go to their house, and they man had the game, they had the PS2, PS3, PS4, and I want to go play FIFA or PES. PES 06, greatest football game of all time. You know, Master League, you know that?
The one with, what's his name? Who's the cover? Adriano.
Adriano.
Yeah, it is Adriano. Adriano, PES 06 with the yellow.
Adriano, everyone knows.
I know PSP,
PlayStation 2. So man wanted to go there. So we know what we used to do. I used to go ask them together, like Auntie, can Steven come over? Obviously, if I went to ask, my mom could say no, innit? But when it's someone else,
especially if you get auntie.
You get auntie to ask your mom. But then we used to black people be like, oh, we've already asked auntie. So auntie is calling me, asking me, right, innit? And mom would be like, yeah, it's fine. She'll take me to the side, and I'm thinking she's gonna give me the talk about be careful. My mom would what's my face, you know? No, bro.
My mom used to pull my cheek. Pull my ear.
Like, Steve, if you ever try, don't come embarrass me. No, because we thought we were smart in it, but she knew what I was, because she's not gonna say no to them, man. But I'll get licks before I go, have a good time, but I won't be able to enjoy it, because I know when I get home I'm gonna get licks as well, because my mom's saying don't try and embarrass me. But back then it was just, that was the time you could go to your boy's crib, especially if there was like a half term or something, when there wasn't really any work to do. But that was me. But you know, going on to the influences of today, like, so I said to my boys all the time, it's hard trying to dictate what things truly mean, because we live in a microwave society. And what I mean by that is everything is quick, like 30 seconds, 1 minute. You can be famous now, the next day.
Gone tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? Fact. So it's like, and because of that, social media, innit? And social media ain't the problem. I tell people it's how you utilize it. People have utilized it well, as we seem to become influencers. So I say, let's say from the social media a lot? Like, who's someone you look up to, whether it's for fits or just a daily life thing or just, you know?
I don't really. Oh, that's tough. 'Cause I wouldn't say I look up to anyone. I'm not too sure if I want to use the term look up, but
Who inspires? Inspire. Who inspires you?
Yeah, so
Who motivates you?
So, in terms of inspire or people that I look at a lot, it's probably like guys that look like us. So, like for example, other podcasts.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I've said, like I probably listen to podcasts more so than I listen to music.
That's crazy. I'm a music guy.
Like, don't get it twisted. I listen to a lot of music, but I listen to podcasts like a lot. So, like probably like all the other podcasts out there. So, like what's it, 90s Babies, Chucky, and Poet.
I like the professional side of Chucky's thing, you know, like you see our podcast here, it still looks a bit like, you know, but I like how Chucky set his up in it.
Yeah.
And that shows a man the vision, but you know, big up them, man.
Obviously 3 shots of tequila, I went to the live show as well.
How was that?
No, that was hard. So I went there for I went kind of, it was basically a birthday for my brother, for my older brother. And even him, going back to influence, he's the one that kind of put me on to podcast in a way, because at first, how I got into podcasts was I was listening to, I used to watch Academics and Joe Budden, Everyday Struggle.
Okay.
Because it was very weird, because I used to watch Complex.
Yeah, Complex back in the day.
I used to watch them in terms of like their sneaker shopping.
Yeah. And I like the show with them with AK Wayno and the other girl, I forgot. That's when they were talking about music, but they obviously split up.
Oh, you know, I think that's Everyday Struggle.
Everyday Struggle,
That was after Joe Budden.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was watching Everyday Struggle. Then from Everyday Struggle, Joe Budden used to promote, because obviously at that time, this was when I was like probably like 16. Everyone knew who Academics was. YouTube.
That's the thing, you know. People think Academics is just a 3-4 year.
Academics has been in since. Like, I remember watching him when I was in probably like year 8.
He's been in the game for a minute.
He's been around for time. So yeah, so I was watching Everyday Struggle. Then from that, I started watching Joe Budden podcasts, because Everyday Struggle was very like intriguing. Like, I proper loved that show. Then Joe Budden podcast, I got into that, and then I remember my brother seeing me watch that, and he was like, "Yo, like, you should listen to like 3 shots.
Okay.
Tequila." And then that's how I started again. I got into them. Then from there I found Chucky, and then I found all these other podcasts. So yeah, I've been more like podcasts is kind of like, so them sort of podcasts that I can relate to. Same thing with Filthy Fellas as well. Like, shout out them.
That was a great vision for them, you know.
They're not sick.
The comedy band.
So those kind of people inspire me, and then I look at obviously other people in different industries. So I look at because I feel like there's a lot of people out there like that I feel like I've got a lot of like information. Obviously, because they're at certain stages of their life.
Facts.
So I feel like it's good to like always take like gems or info from
them. That's how life should be.
Wherever you can. So also, who else do I look? It's hard, you know, because I just look at different people. I follow, what's his name? Central C's manager.
YB's. Yeah,
he drops.
Central C's manager.
He says quite a lot of interesting.
I'd say for me, like Insta pages made you think 101. His growth for me has been so inspirational, just for the times of.
I only started following him like last.
I don't know if I put you on, but I remember following him like 2-3 years ago, and he was just like, I don't want to say AK because that's disrespect to AK, but he was just someone like, he was literally putting up his thoughts, and then what it would be was he'd ask your opinions. So for him to turn the page into what it is now, it's one of like the top UK info places I come to. And then from him, you get like the fashion concepts, that other page as well, which is also a very good page. So like, you can see how he's influenced others. I'd also say page is just like,
it's tough, you know, though. I think it's tough because like, I don't know, it's like, I think you're kind of like, in terms of them blog pages, you see certain stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of influences you. I think in terms of fashion, I'll probably say, like, I do look at some footballers.
Yeah.
I do look at some.
You see, with me, fashion, I'm a colour person. Like, I know this man that wearing all black.
I was gonna say.
Wearing all black. But like me,
I do coloured hair.
The more colour, I know you're more like simple. I'm outlandish. But you know what I don't like? Like, obviously, fashion is subjective, innit? To each person, innit? There's no like. But I was talking about this with my boy just pre the pod, like, bro, we need to stop, like, the celebrities in it. But when Kanye comes in and wears the mad thing, and we're saying this is brazy, but that's not because it gives the man the confidence and stuff. Like they'll be like, Young Thug look hard in a dress. Okay, you come off and still wear a dress, wear a skirt. Like, bro, that's not happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Influence is brazy because.
Hey, the views of Stephen only. I'm not commenting.
No. I'm not saying a man can't wear a dress. I didn't say that, but I'm saying you come to the bits and wear a dress. I see the same reaction. So would you wear a dress?
Listen, I prefer hoodies. That's why I'm in a hoodie today.
Yeah. I would wear a dress for good money still. On a fashion, but not a dress, a skirt. Because that's like
I'm not doing that.
What about the Scotland man that wear kilts and that in the bagpipes?
That's completely different. That's the tradition.
That's tradition.
That's culture.
Fair, isn't it? Would I wear a skirt? Nah.
You can do that.
Nah, I wouldn't wear a skirt.
That's you.
I wouldn't wear a skirt still.
That's you.
Go
put the skirt and come on.
I'll go buy integrity to that. No, but it's great. Okay, but this one, so was it about influences, yeah? There's one bit of influence that not annoys me, but it just makes me cringe in it. You know those people that like, especially couples, that they do like they get ready with me things on the reels. And like there was one recently where it was a man and lady, I think it was in America, and her bed was brazy. Like you know one of them like old school like Romanian Viking beds where like if you roll over you're collapsed in it, like it's just bare height up.
Yeah.
That type of beds in it. And like it was a get ready with me thing.
Yeah.
So bro must have woke up, lips her, then put like sweets into his mouth, lips her again, then no. But I'm like, for me, don't you like I'm waking up and there's a camera like that's stage, bro. Like
it's like them, getting up, They get up. Puts the camera in the corner.
Yeah.
Back into bed.
Go back into bed. You know what?
That's like he's sleeping.
Like
he takes the cover off.
You know them video balls where like they're drawing it so you can see how it. Like man goes like man's reversing. Like what's going?
But them sort of people, I don't know. It's to me it's cringy. I'll never do that. Like if I'm with someone, but it's just it is what it is, isn't it?
I just know because now like we're talking together. So when does it become a point of influencing, and now we're just not living in reality anymore? Because the truth is, you're not to influence. Me show you my idea and aspect of influence is what I'm doing is organic, natural, and I hope, let's say, it touches others. But now you're in a space where the realism's gone because you're acting in a certain way to try to portray something to others. Do you know what I'm saying?
But I get what you're saying, but for me, in terms of that, I feel like with like the way I am, like I've kind of like because I've kind of been in certain environments. When I look at all these people online, it's like cool, like it is what it is. I kind of know how to navigate and pick what I want to see and pick what I think that I'll like. I kind of choose what I allow to influence me basically.
That's dope.
Which obviously for me is it's easier said than done, but I feel like in terms of like that sort of shit, like for example, like seeing that shit, like, I scroll past that shit on Insta and Twitter. Like to me that shit is like it's just cringy. Even on TikTok as well. When I see that stuff,
I ain't even on TikTok.
TikTok's the worst. Nah, the only reason I'm on TikTok is for business, but obviously like, I do flick through and
flick through a little something biz,
like for a couple like seconds. But no, in terms of influence like that, like I said, like I just learned to navigate, and then I pick and choose. Like obviously, like you choose who you follow, so you're basically choosing what you're allowing yourself on a day-to-day basis. So
definitely.
Even us follow certain blog pages. I've even got to the point whereby when I'm seeing certain topics, I just scroll past.
You just scroll past.
It's boring. Like, and I'm not gonna. The thing is, that I've noticed in today's society is that I feel like a lot of people they put their energy into the wrong things.
Facts.
And it's one of them things whereby
we're gonna get into that soon because
it's one of them things whereby it's like it's borderline like it's borderline crazy in a way, because I feel like we're in a time whereby even though we're in tough times, I feel like there's so many opportunities out there. And I'm not saying that you should use social media and like enjoy it and have laughs and banter, but I feel like there's certain shit that people do and certain things that people talk about. I feel like it's like in my head, I just look at him like, why are you even bothering wasting your time, your energy talking?
No, because for me, I completely agree with you, because I think it came to a point where, like you said, sometimes it's not social media, it's how you utilize it, it's what you use to actually affect you, what you choose to take in. When I saw that Twitter space about the recent the Crep situation with his baby mum,
we're not gonna spend too much
time, but it's just like, bro, like, okay, firstly, I heard that the lady who put it on was an influencer herself. But I was just like, this is what I mean about influencer. What in that set there are you trying to influence, or are you trying to relay? Like, because it's not your business. And my thing was, it made it worse that Crep's baby mum already explained the situation.
Yeah, let's not use the term baby mum.
Oh, Crep's. Okay, the mother of his child.
Like baby mums,
yeah, it's a bit derogative now.
I don't like
let's say the mother of his child, yeah. She's already explained the situation. He's multi-millionaire.
And by the way, I feel like people shouldn't even have to come on. Obviously,
no.
I get that they're in the public eye, but I feel like people shouldn't even.
They're humans, man. They're humans. That's what I'm saying. We live in a PC culture now where it's like it's the same with footballers when they have a bad game and then they come out and be like, yo.
Hold on. Quickly, yeah. Obviously, let me touch on my guy Rashford. Yeah?
I love you too, Rashford,
but you see when the fan was swearing at him and he was like, yeah, come let's go and scrap, and then he went on.
I need more of that. I need it, bro. You're a man first.
Yeah, but then his PRT's coming online and apologising when the brother's swearing at him.
Bro,
after like, fair enough, he performed bad, but then man's swearing all types of shit at him. I'm like, why are you saying?
Why are you saying?
So?
But the problem is, Rashford didn't even say nothing wrong. He stepped to him as a man, because if you see when you walk towards him, the man hushing, fam. The man hushing.
Yeah. If I'm in that position, yeah, I'm getting security to jump him sort of.
Bro, even I think it was last year, even when Man City, was it semi-finals they got to or something, where they faced PSG. I forwarded, I don't know if it was him or his team, said, see you soon, Mbappe.
Oh, yeah.
And then they made it delete. I thought that was wavy.
I thought that was wavy.
And then like,
hey, you know he fired his social media team after that, Foden. I was like, oh.
Bro, Foden, like, you're a competitor, bro. Like that's what we need to see.
And the thing is, Foden's at that. He's the way he's balling right now.
He's at that level,
he can
man. He can talk it, man.
Because he's doing that on. He's not just doing it in the Premier. He's doing it on the Champions League stage.
I don't think this is a Foden thing. I think this is a culture we live in where sometimes people don't know the difference between confidence and arrogance. Yeah. Self-confidence and arrogance.
You know how we live in a sensitive time.
That's what I'm saying, because for me, I feel like I don't think Foden specifically had a problem with it, but he knew and his brand that if I can't do this, it makes me look outlandish and arrogant. Which again, for me, it's like, there's nothing wrong with being arrogant if you're good at what you do, you know?
That's one of the, and I'll go back to one of the points I talked about.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
watching him on TV, so I tell you one goal that gives me nostalgia. Oh, there's a couple goals.
Which goal?
The one against Wigan, where he had to retake the free kick.
Oh yeah, and then he said to the ref, he's like, yeah.
Then there's even the one whereby, there was another goal. I think it was against Tottenham at White Hart Lane.
I don't know what you're talking. Yeah.
Like when I seen him on TV, like I said before, it's like his aura, like his confidence, the way he carried himself on the pitch. Like he knew he was the best.
Do you know? My dad said that to me. It's like, bro, when you're the best, you're allowed to have that. The best players always have that swagger. Yeah. You think you could tell Ronaldinho to not have that and for me, the best celebration of all time, I said to my boy, it's that Ronaldo when he scores. Is that like because for me, calm down. Because for me, it's like you've got that. I don't want to say dog in it because I feel like it's not used properly, but he's got that drive in the waist to like, I've worked hard and I'm allowed to celebrate myself. You know what I'm saying?
And even I feel like the best athletes today, they put confidence in their ability. Like if you look at all sorts of sports, Tom Brady. So Tom Brady's confident.
He's the biggest
and look at him, like what, 7 times champion?
7 times Super Bowl winner, I think he is.
So you need that. I feel like you need to have that sort of.
You need that security complex.
I feel like when we're going back to influence now, I feel like the way that we live in a time whereby, obviously it's good that we're talking about mental health more and stuff, but I feel like it's sometimes you get people whereby, and I'm gonna come across as quite insensitive saying this, but like I feel like it's obviously we encourage people to speak out, but I feel like we all at the same time we kind of like push people down, and I don't know how to put into words, but kind of like push people down whereby we don't like people being confident in themselves.
We
feel like people are being arrogant.
I've noticed this in the UK culture, you know, like when someone gets high, the first thing we do is to look for one of their mess ups to bring them back
like
down again. And I find that so weird because it's like some things that was said should be brought out because that's just unacceptable. I get that. But then there's another part to me where it's like some people have actually learned from that mistake, innit? They've grown to be a better person. And then it's you choosing to see them for what they were than what they are now. And I don't like that because for me it's like if you were to put a camera or a tape recorder on everything you said since you were born, bro.
Listen, yeah.
Bro.
Listen.
No, like that, bro.
If we were to look at everyone's group chat.
The GCs are mad.
And I could even attest to obviously the group chats having, but everyone's group chats, everyone's being cancelled.
Bro, shout out Derek, shout out Shay, Ashley, the man them, the group chats.
Steven's name drop. I'm not name dropping.
Are holy, bro.
Like, I don't name drop.
I'm saying the group chats are holy, innit? I'm saying the group chats are holy. The group chats are holy, bro. So when I'm saying like, but we're not saying that anything bad's happening. We're saying like sometimes I feel like immaturity isn't necessarily a bad thing sometimes because it helps you look in retrospectively to see where you've grown from. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like again, influencer. So I'm gonna take on to the next topic now because for me, it's like. Why do you think people want to be influencers nowadays? Is it just quick money? Is easy ways to be?
Like you said, we're in a microwave time, so everyone's trying to get the quick bag. And I feel like it's kind of like, it's almost like a status thing. Like if you're an influencer, like, it's almost like you're somebody. And it's almost like everyone wants to be a somebody. Obviously, we talk about like the term clout. And
it's a drug.
Like, it's literally, it is a drug. So I feel like it's one of them things whereby I think clout and the thing is we're in a time whereby clout and money kind of go hand in hand. So it's like I feel like people, because we've seen so many people that have just come out of nowhere and they get like for example little stuff like for example that guy Alex from Glastonbury, man on stage singing Thiago Silva, all of a sudden boom he's got a beat, all of a sudden boom he's got a record, he's got a
even the man that was singing in that Liverpool accent, not that the song was like yeah.
So, but I feel like people like that though, with rappers, sometimes I feel like you don't know, like I feel like certain rappers have been rapping for time, like Hazy, obviously I don't know his story, but it seems like he's been rapping for a minute. He had other posts, because I checked his Insta when he blew, like he had other posts.
Okay.
So, like, maybe like they rap for time, and because when it comes to rap, all you need is that just that one song.
That one song, you're right, that one melody, that one hook.
And you're gone. So, I feel like, the reason why people want to, the reason why people want to be like influencers, quote unquote, I feel like it's just to do like clout and what comes with it, like status, money, and we're in a time whereby it's like social media, like everyone wants to look like they're doing good. Like even in my bio, it even says you only see the good times because it's like fair enough, like. I'm not coming online to start telling people my problems.
Your problem, no, it's true.
But at the same time, it's like people like want to look like they're popping in a way.
I love what you said. Now you only see the good times because I saw me as a basketball player, and just a sports player, say like it's like highlights, Instagram, Twitter, all these. It's like your highlights.
Yeah, it's highlights of life.
Because
to me, there's nothing.
There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like as a player, you know when you send your highlight tape to get recruited or to get signed. You're going to go through a game tape and you're going to ignore what you did wrongly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's what I always tell people when they're always trying to like evaluate themselves. It's like your time will come, because the truth of the matter is you don't know what double life or even the struggles or even what depth this person's posting is in. He has to do this. You know what I'm saying? And
do you know what's crazy? I think you know about the story. But I'm gonna obviously not name drop, but recently. There was a certain influencer, that someone that I was doing business with, or that I do business with, imagine. So they gave them money to go into the Chanel store to buy a bag. Because obviously, like,
you're trying to do it,
buy and sell, whatever, cool. And obviously, they have with all these brands, they've got like a strict policy. So with Chanel, once you buy a normal bag, you can't buy another bag for another, they say 60 days. So, to stop people from reselling. So, what we had happen, so we asked the girl, I didn't even know she was an influencer. But, remember, obviously when we checked the details after, she found out in it, but we got a girl to go into the store for us, buy a bag. Bag was what, like 6K, and on top of that, transferred the P's, and she bought the bag, and then gave her cash as well, and another £7 in cash to buy another bag for us. And the girl ended up running away with the money and the bag, which is crazy. I was thinking, I remember being at home, my business partner that messaged me on WhatsApp that she was like, oh yeah, this girl, she's running for the bag, money. And the thing is, one thing that we always do as well, we take the person's ID, so we take their driver's license, provision or whatever. Obviously you need your passport to show ID when you're buying this shit. So got her details, everything, called the police. Police said that she's known for doing fraud and shit. But I didn't know who this girl was. My business partner ended up finding her Instagram. Girl's got over 100k followers on Insta. I'm thinking, wow, so, and even like when I put that story on my private channel, like literally one of my friends was like, yeah, she's an influencer, like didn't you know she did so and so back in the day? I was thinking, what? I was like, I didn't even know, but I was like, so then in my head I was like, I sat there and I was like, even though I kind of know, because I kind of know, like, not everything's all it seems, but it's like, I sat down and I was like, bro, like, you really, like, because it happened literally right next, close to home, I was like, wow, like, you really don't know what people are doing to obtain you.
Let me even jump on that. Like, guys, clout is an illness. Like, let me say this, like, one, like, it's really an illness. Like, you don't know what people are going through just to get to where they are. Secondly, people that are celebrities, influencers, we're all humans. We're gonna bleed the same, die the same, hurt the same, cry the same, laugh the same. Like thirdly, like even when you die, like most of these followers won't post RIP. They won't be at your funeral. Like even if you look at the followers to like ratio, some of them are there. No, I'm telling you, like some of them are actually there for like evil eye. Like you don't understand that the word following doesn't always have good like connotation. Someone even said that it was in a song by Earth Gang, and I love this bar because it lives with me. I say it to myself every day, like just because said the N-word, but just because people wear your jersey don't mean they're your team. Like deep what they're saying, like someone can wear what you're doing, but just to use it as an underhand against you. Someone can even buy what you're buying or buy what you're selling to look at it and say, okay, how can I slightly copy this and then better it? Like people, just because the term follower means I'm following you, you don't know what I'm following you for, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think me and you kind of connected on that as well, because we're both kind of like private. I call myself a social introvert, innit? People are always at me, I think it's in my bio, but it's for me, it's like, when you get to know me, we can be best of friends, innit?
Yeah, fact,
but like my mom taught me, it's not everyone you include into your life. Some people are temporary, and it's fine. Like, I always tell people, like, people say, Stephen, you know so many people. No, like, I know people for certain needs and certain times. Not that I'm using them or they're using me, but it's just like, if I need a particular something, they can shout me, I can shout them. And it don't mean we have to be best friends, and that's part of life. Because the truth of life is, I always say, like, I say this to my people, when you find someone that's friends with everyone, you need to look out for that person. Because there comes a point in time where they're either covering for one person or they're hiding the sins of another person. Because you can't be friends with everyone. No, think about it, like, logically. How can you be friends with everyone?
That's another thing that I learned as I grew up, is that it's not everyone that you call your friend. Because one thing I learned, and I've seen happen to other people, is that obviously if people know you as that person's friend and something happens to that person, or someone's looking for that person, and they know that you're that person's friend, because you're like, that's my guy. Yeah, all of a sudden you may take that person's burden upon your head. And one thing about me, if someone may ask me if I know someone, I don't know that person.
Yeah.
Unless you're my guy. It's not everyone that I call my guy. It's not everyone that I call like my guy, like that, or like my friend. Like I may know of someone. I'll be like, yeah, he's not.
And a lot of you need to stop doing that, you know, it's weird. Like even back in the day, some of you were posting guys' birthdays, girls you didn't know. That's weird. And we knew you didn't know them. Like them man there, bro, like they were posting people they didn't know. Like that was weird. One time I popped up to my boy, I said, bro, how you know him? He said, oh yeah, I must have spotted him at a party. I said, no, bro, I was baffled, and that's the truth. It's like,
It's the window open.
yeah, it's window open still, but you know, It's just 'cause you're wearing black in it. And they're like,
No,
they're like, but yeah, it's just, bro. No cap. Like the influencing game is crazy. But let's look at the good side of it. So for like instance, we get to see. I feel like the influence has allowed us to see a more personal or more like, let's say, it's allowed us to build connections with people we didn't think we could do before. You know what I'm saying? So for me, let's say someone like, I don't really watch his channel, but Alfonso Davis, he's got this trend line for his girl where he started a YouTube channel. They go out, you know what I'm saying? I think my boy Shay put me on. I don't really watch. I'm not a fan of it, but for me, it's like I understand why that's a good thing, innit?
Hold on, someone knocking on the door.
Yo.
Sorry, don't get them up.
Go.
Hey, leave this in.
Yeah.
Hey, cool.
One second.
What's the starting 11? On phone.
Pop was playing DM.
What was playing DM?
By himself.
It's a long.
By himself?
Pop was playing DM by himself. Fernandez and Lingard in front of him.
Oh, and the fence is gonna come like red line district.
Ronaldo was playing scrap as well. Sancho and Ronaldo in the ring.
Where's Rashford?
I don't know.
Hey, free Rashford.
Hey, free my boy.
Where Rashford?
No, but yeah, like okay, so yeah, so what I was saying is like Alfonso, not even like just normal players like you see now players even doing vlogs like pre-match, after match.
I love
like,
that. Hey, do you know his content I actually love? Yeah, Ben Foster. Have you seen?
Oh, you can do the podcast or something. Yeah.
But have you seen his clip game? Ben
I
Foster's.
didn't even know he was
Hey,
doing kicks like that.
bro, when I tell people this, Ben Foster's clip game is
It's
crazy.
hard,
It's crazy.
people
Hey,
wanna see, man.
I think he's got a video on there. Like he literally just showed everyone. He's literally he has every clip. All the off-white giants. He's got a pair of Dior. I think he's got Dior ones in highs and lows. Like he's got a bare clip. Yeah. I feel like if you're into trainers, look at Ben Foster.
Ben Foster's.
Goalkeeper.
Who's the best influencer for shoes? Because that's something me and you.
Influencer for shoes. I don't have influencer for shoes. I just like the shoes that I like.
Man.
Obviously, I may see a shoe that I like on like someone's fit, and I may feel like I can drop.
You
that.
can drop that, innit? I love DJ Khaled, bro. I just think he's funny, bro. I just think he's funny. And you know what it is?
Honey.
No, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Oh no, on Snap back in the day when Snap was like popping.
Popping, DJ.
I can't lie. I feel like he was one of the guys that always looked for.
Do you know what I'm saying? I know what it is. His kick game is unfair to like compare because he gets he's a Jordan brand athlete basically, but it's like, bro, his thing is even Fat Joe surprisingly. I didn't know about his recent.
All them Americans, their quick game is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But no, when it comes to kicks, like in terms of influence, I don't really.
Who do I look? Now, shout out my boy Ashley Official. That's one of my influencers. My influencers for Crips. Who else do I look at? I don't know. You know what? I think in the UK, Crips is slowly growing up. Like everyone wants to be, but we both know they're not really in it for the Crips. They're in it for the trend, and especially now that the Air Jordan 1 trend is dying out. Everyone's want to go back to it.
I'm still rocking.
I'm still rocking the Air Jordan.
There's still ones that I want to buy.
There's still. My favorite pair is fours, bro.
Do you know the fours?
Fours are just my go-to.
For sure.
Is it my go-to fours what I have or what I want? That's a different question.
Let's do both. So what's your go-to fours?
My go-to fours right now. What the fours? They're on my grill.
See, guys, this is the thing about Steven. Steven's humble, but Steven, this is one thing I did. There was one time on Snap, I'd be seeing Steven with different crap like every other day, and I've been thinking, wow, like Steven would be like to me, oh, Ben, you got all these cracks, but Steven low-key, he's got bare trainers, but he just does not wear them, does not show them. So you act like, oh yeah, my crack game. If you ask him, I think one episode or I don't know, like a side episode, we'll just do like a shoe where we'll just show. I don't know, we'll show like our top 10 shoes that we got in our collection or whatever.
No, because you know what it is, and I've clocked, there's not even going to be an influence or nothing. When people see you drop certain garments, accessories, or shoes, they start trying to treat you differently. I'm not even on a good thing. No, I'm not saying treat you, but it's like they look at you differently. And sometimes it's like, me, I'm always someone that I want to keep it humble. I know it sounds like cliche, but for me it's like, when you even ask me, when I spoke to you, like, I like shoes just for I like shoes. I want to drip as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like some people they'll see you with shoes now, and then they'll start thinking you got money, you got this. I'm just like I have got money, but I'm not doing it to boast my chest out. Like you know what I'm saying? There's man like that will drop. Like I saw a man drop the Carolina Blue Fours wearing an all red trackie, and I was just like,
they're from America.
do you know what I'm saying? I was just like,
Americans can't dress. No, they can't, bro. Man said
no, it's true. I've seen American tech fleece and loafers.
Do you know what's crazy? And we're going back to that. I remember I said like, obviously it's gonna be a topic for another.
Yeah.
I think there was a time period where I was onto like my design crap. I'm not really onto design crap now.
I remember you were telling me that you just come off it.
One of the music videos that gave me that got me was you see Young Bane Lone Wolf.
Oh yeah.
Lone Wolf, where he had all the man was all in designer, dripped out, the Balenciaga arenas, them high top joints. That was a shoe I feel like I got that shoe when I was like what 17. I know people have been thinking, wow, how did you get that shoe when I was 17? But that was a shoe that I got when I was younger, because I feel like that music video gives me nostalgia to a certain time in my life. Like when I saw them in like chinchillas, like rollies, I'm not really into watching, but obviously I knew like.
I mean, accessories. Yeah.
Back then it was like the Balenciagas. I'm sure the older generation, if they're watching this, people will be watching this. But like the Patrick Moores, the Balenciagas, all these crap,
the proper OGs,
proper crap that these men used to wear back in the day, the Versace, all these guys. I remember seeing that with them. I was like, wow.
No saying on these designers. We're talking about influences, bro. R.I.P. Virgil, but I've got a track for Virgil, bro. Like that guy, what he did. And you know what, Grammys were onto you for that, you know. They call him hip hop. There's like, what they call him?
I can't lie, that was weird. He didn't just influence, because I feel like when they use the term hip hop, they're trying to say.
They're saying black urban, man. These man, your theosauruses, your synonyms don't mean nothing to us no more. Them I think we don't have a thesaurus as well. Like we don't like. But
wait, I said it's thesaurus. It's not thesaurus, guys.
It's a thesaurus.
It's not thesaurus.
It's a thesaurus.
It's not thesaurus.
In the comments, I'm a Steven. It's a thesaurus.
Is it thesaurus or thesaurus?
No, but I'm from Af, innit? So it's a continental thing, bro. It's a thesaurus. But a thesaurus. What is the A?
You're saying thesaurus.
Yeah, there's an A in it.
How do you spell it?
Thea.
You don't. It's not. Hold on.
No, it's
type it on Google.
It's Thea.
Google.
Cool, but I'm telling you,
you're sounding like them.
Man got a 9 in English.
You're sounding like them people that are saying planting, because it's mountain.
Oh, there's no A.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
It's a. I said the whole. Hey, I can't spell, bro.
Thank you.
It's a thesaurus. Yeah, I might be. But that sounds like you got like. I can't. I don't know that.
But nah. Yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, what they were saying about Virgil was wrong, but I was saying his influence is crazy. Like
even in terms of music, like, and I feel like the culture just in general, like even myself, even I went through a period where I still got Off-White now, but I was literally just
banging Off-White,
like it's crazy, because I feel like I don't know, like I used to just look at his design and I thought, nah, he's wavy.
And LV, I don't know if I'm wrong for this. I might be. I don't mind being wrong, but it was like he made LV like a proper black culture thing.
I feel like
LV always that?
I feel like LV was obviously LV was classic, because obviously
it was classic, but I mean like it wasn't a thing where like, you see the way we rock LV now, especially when he used to drop his joints.
Do you know who I feel like is the influence that I think Kanye? Obviously, because Virgil kind of comes. I feel like a lot of people don't know. I feel like it's starting to come into like general knowledge now. But all these designers that we have now.
Yeah.
So I think it's Tom Ford. I think what's his name? Jerry Lorenzo as well.
With Pharaoh God Shine on his heart.
Yeah, Pharaoh God's heart. Them man, they come under Kanye. Kanye all had their influence on their doing, especially Pharaoh God. I remember. Kanye used to rock Pharaoh God.
So you put him on.
So I feel like Kanye kind of in terms of LV. Obviously, if I'm wrong, like
we're happy to
say in the comments section. But I feel like Kanye, especially like back then, I saw Kanye was wearing the LV, but he used to got the LV backpack with the.
No, he used to. But I'm just saying like the way it is in our culture.
Obviously, don't get twisted. Virgil made it. He increased the popularity, especially with the collection and the drops he was doing.
The drops are crazy. But
I feel like Kanye kind of I feel like Kanye was kind
Talking
of
about Kanye, he's another influence for me. I'm not really a music fan of his, which everyone's on my day. His music is outdated, bro. Let's just be real. His music is outdated, bro. Let's just be real. Like
I can't say outdated, man.
It's outdated, man.
I can't.
Fair, isn't it? Fair to you. But to me, it's outdated. But his fashion, although sometimes it's a bit brazy, I respect it.
I can't lie, Kanye. You're not getting me with them Balenciaga.
Yeah. Even the Easy Boots, bro.
No. There's a lot of people that like Easy Boots.
I swear.
You scored.
I don't even know. The man that must
They're screaming in the back.
must have helped Brighton. Let's check.
Well done. Say about that.
Nah, it's calm. I think it was Brighton.
Against Tottenham. That's 0-0.
It was Brighton. Let's go!
Hey, top four's on.
Hey, United, top four's on.
Get Man United. Arsenal.
My bro, Trossard. But yeah,
you saying Kanye is outdated?
Yeah, no, I'm saying his music outdated, but bro, he's an innovator in the meaning of innovator. Bro, I remember watching the interview. He said when he dropped 350, he said,
What,
the
first
yeah,
model?
Yeah, he said, I looked at the Roches and I said,
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I do. And I didn't even feel like it to them. I was like, when I look at my 350s, I'm like,
oh, it's
brilliant. It's brilliant. But then it's like, he said stuff like that, and then he said stuff like, he wanted them, I don't know how realistic this was, maybe I'm just scrutinizing him too much.
I think Kanye had a massive influence in terms of fashion.
Oh, for sure.
Everyone.
For sure.
Everyone.
But then he said he made it easy brands so it'd be more affordable for others. Now,
but it is affordable, but obviously resellers.
you feel so? 180 retail for 350s. That's a bit mad to me. Because Jordan 1s are 150 max.
Jordan ones are up now. They're like one.
They're like what?
Actually, no, it depends.
Yeah, it depends. You know what I'm saying? Like 140, 150.
Like 155. So.
Yeah, but for me, those are better shoes. I'm not saying quality, but shoes, the 180 than the 350s. Even these 700s that are 220 now.
700s are 220, bro.
Bro!
I still used to be cheaper than that.
Bro, it used to be 160 or something, 170.
It's fucking up now. No, when I'm trying to sell them.
We're trying to read what I'm saying, but it's nuts.
But, no, yeah. Literally, as I was saying, I think Kanye's had massive influence in terms of fashion. Even now that you mentioned Kanye, I think about like, yeah, I feel like hip hop always has an influence.
Hip hop has been influenced.
Even like obviously I wouldn't have known, but I feel like, actually, yeah, I feel like same thing. So like back in the day, whereas even like I feel like the older girls would be able to, or the older women, so would be able to attest to this. But like, you see, like when Rihanna had the half shaved.
Oh, I was gonna say something, man. The man used to call
even
it.
that hairstyle. Even that hairstyle, I'd see, like, obviously when I was younger, I'd see a lot of older girls with that hairstyle. So even, I don't know, there's different.
I can't lie, Rihanna had the whole of ends in a chokehold with that.
Yeah, music.
Girls are coming to school with a mad fade, bro. And it was, especially in BA in our school, bro. Yeah. Girls are having less hair than me. I was confused. I was mad. But no, I know what you mean. Still, I know what you mean. Even like dances and that, bro. Like hit the Quan, the name and all that. Like that was.
Dougie.
Dougie
was like when I was in like, what's something like 8, I think.
Man. Shout out Soulja Boy though. Like he has receipts.
That was massive when I was in like.
Massive.
I think that was primary school.
It was massive. But again, I think that was brought back by TikTok now, where you make a song, if it's catchy, you find a dance.
It's kind of like the new.
It's the formula. Yeah, it's the new formula, bro. It's the new formula.
What's your opinion on that, though? TikTok and that?
My grave society, but you know what it is? Again, I can't blame TikTok, but for me, music is an art. As a musician, as an art, they're literally called on Spotify and Apple Music. They're called artists. Like you're an artist, innit? So for me, are you really an artist if you're funneling something just so it's taken in and then it's not meant to be enjoyed? Because that's the music they're making now. It's just meant to be heard but not listened to. Like you know when people say there's a difference between you hearing and listening to me. How many songs can I say from the TikTok era that I've listened to or I've heard? Like I've heard it at a motive or a club or I've just been out, but would I go out my way to listen to? You know what I'm saying? Like even for instance, I used to love old Sean Wayne. Like
That's why everyone say that.
No,
I get it.
do you know? No, he's just the first one that came to me. I'm not blaming him in it, but his type of music for me was a vibe, and I don't want to say I don't want to limit his music to a vibe, but it was something where you can hear what he was speaking, like he meant it.
Yeah.
And listen to Body and that. I promise you, bro.
Yeah,
it's not even on my phone.
He's got other. Yeah, I'm not going. I don't go out my way to listen to that.
He's got other tunes, but like even his album when he first came out of Pen was dead, bro. But maybe that's why he went to.
But obviously, music's subjective. Maybe people out there.
I think people there. You know what I'm saying? You know, because even I don't want to like. Okay, let's say like, because people keep saying that it's a TikTok era. But this happened before. Because the likes of Coi Leray and that. Remember Lil Pump, bro?
Yeah.
Bro, remember Lil Pump?
When I was I think when I was in year 11,
Lil Pump, year 10, year 11.
Lil Pump.
Lil Xan, Trippie Redd and them, man.
No, I think. Wait, was Lil Xan around when Lil Pump?
Yeah.
Lil Xan. Oh, there was another guy, Smoke Perp,
Triple X, all them, man.
Nah, I think Triple X was the only one that was like a proper artist. I feel like he.
Yeah, no, I'm saying they were the same like SoundCloud type era.
Yeah. Or he had Lil Uzi.
Lil Uzi came up there, but
I feel like Lil Pump, I could always see that. I don't know. His music was basically that microwave.
That's what I was saying. It was meant to be heard, not listened to.
He had tunes like
no, Gucci Gang was a hit.
Gucci Gang, and then he had even the one with Kanye. He had
You're such a yeah. But did you listen to that though, realistically, or did you just hear
I
it?
can't lie. I only heard that when I was in the club.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't go out of your way to put that on your playlist.
When I was like 18, but Gucci Gang, I don't.
And this is why we go listen to older sometimes. Like they might say we're hitting because it's either when J Cole and that when J Cole first on KOD. No, he first on the interview I think was Angie Martinez and was talking about them man that they need to understand that what they're doing is sustainable. And then look at them now. It's like
and that even goes to we can even relate that to like people our age and people that are younger than us because we're like the younger generation and obviously you got the generation just below us as well. But like this like blow money fast lifestyle, like it's not sustainable. Like I'll be real, like fair enough. Like when I was younger, like when I was probably like not even I say when I was younger, but like, a couple of years ago when I was first proper getting money like that. Like I feel like that time I knew like of certain things and I had knowledge of how to manage money, but then I didn't start bringing it into place till I was probably like about after my 19th birthday. Where like don't get me wrong, I was saving money from young, but like the way I manage my money now is completely different, and I feel like it's because I've kind of like realised that having that sort of lifestyle, blowing money, whether it's buying this shoe, this clothes, whatever, like it ain't sustainable and it's not smart in terms of
that comes from
in terms of the long term as well.
Like people think broke is just a being, a place, it's a mentality. Like I think brokenness to me is having money but flashing it and proving to people you have money, because the real money makers, they don't need to do that, and they don't do that because.
But don't get it twisted. They do it.
Yeah,
they do it. But
it's just it's not for the, because we have a lot of guys where I've some friends where I've seen that you can tell they're touching new money, and I'm so happy for that. No, it's not even a bad thing.
That new money's
That
sweet.
new money is sweet, paying date, like even tax return, you're eating, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're about to go Hilton, like 5-star, but
No, I'm not going Hilton.
realistically though, like they've touched you, and I'm so happy for them. Yeah. But it's then you see the change where they're spending, but they're spending in excess to prove to others they're not. And it's like that's a mentality thing, bro. Because for me, it's like I don't want to say I didn't come from the gutter, innit? I came from a blessed household, innit? Some people have, innit? And I understand that, innit? But it's like some people, because they haven't seen a lot growing up, they don't know how to be responsible when they get. And it says in the Bible as well, it's like those will be like God will bless those who can handle when they have little. So he knows that therefore when they have plenty, they will be handled. Some people just can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we talk into like what real influencers are. It's like because there's some influencers that have gone through this and they've gone back up again. It's like, tell us the story of how you've been in this position, but you've blown it because. Well, how many UK, even just US artists have you seen that they had a come up, but they were just so.
They weren't smart.
You know what I'm saying? Not even smart, but they weren't used to the whole fanatical of being a superstar.
So fast.
Do you remember Troy Ave?
Yeah.
Bro, he was meant to be the next big thing.
Was he?
Nah, he was. Troy Ave. When he first dropped. Maybe you already listened about Troy. No.
The only tune I know from him is it I think it's Chuck Norris.
Yeah, but bro, I'm talking about New York. He was meant to be the next big thing in New York, bro. No, he was that big. But
obviously I tears.
Yeah.
Even before like
Even before, you know what I'm saying? But then I think it was a thing where he thought it was better than it was. He started dissing others. You weren't listening. And it's like, remember what they say, bro, that saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you, bro. Because the same man you're seeing going on the way up, when you're going back down, bro, you're going to need their help. But,
I feel like, I think you made a good point whereby some people haven't seen it before. I feel like it's a bit cliche, but you know how they say that you need to like blow that money to understand like how to then manage your money after. That's what they say when you're younger. I feel like it's a bit cliche, but I feel like it's kind of true and it's kind of not true. Because I feel like I'll be real. Like when I was younger, because I was working from like early, like because I was seeing like money, like new money, like and these times I'm working and I'm earning decent money for my age. I was saving money here a little bit here and there, but it's like because it's like when I was younger as well, because. Like I'm never. I hate one thing I hate is when people moan about they come from a struggle like or like they were really struggling. Like I could never say that when I grew up I was struggling. Like even though I may not have gotten things that I wanted, even though I did get things I wanted. Like for example, like my mum got me like a PSP when I was like 6 years old. My brother was like, right, I never got that. I did get trainers here and there. I think it was mainly trainers. And as I got older, clothes, you know, like for example, when we go back to influencers, you're seeing all these new clothes, new trainers. Like I said, when I saw Young Bay, Low North video, and I see, like when I saw them Balenciagas, like man that went back and I knew about them Balenciagas, high top arenas. When we saw that shit, like obviously from young, you see that shit and it looks wavy. Obviously, you want that. So, like obviously, as I was working. Like earning good money, this, that and the other. Obviously, I did blow money here and there, but at the same time I knew that I was gonna make it back. But even that's not a good mentality to have as well. Thinking that you're gonna make it back.
But I think at the same time,
I don't know. I'm obviously disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Obviously, like people can do what they want.
Disclaimer, big disclaimer.
Because I know people are gonna be like, oh, listen, I'm not even rich. Like. I don't
not yet anyway, man.
Yeah, not yet. Obviously, God willing. I'm not where I want to be, but like, obviously, so yeah, I did blow money kind of like when I was younger, and then as I got older, and I used to read up on things like credit. And I used to listen to podcasts as well. Goes back to my influence. That's one thing that influenced me a lot.
I can see that.
These podcasts, even though like they laugh and joke and banter on how we're talking now, they drop little gems whereby. Like for example, I think it was like on 3 shots when they were laughing about, like for example, like you have girls saying they want this and this, but their credit is like 300, 400, and I'm thinking, and I'd laugh, but then I'd laugh because it sounds funny, but then that would trigger me to go think of, oh yeah, let me go
check my credit,
let me go look up on what credit is, and let me go see what my credit is, and let me see how I improve my credit, and then I'd hear things like I just hear certain gems, and then like that would help me in terms of okay, I can't be having this mindset, or I can't be doing certain things I was doing before.
You got to
my money.
No,
and I got.
I hear it, but I think that comes from, unfortunately, this goes back to the school method of. There's a lot of filler stuff I do believe we learn in school that's just not needed. It's just meant to be the whole curriculum. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, realistically,
X squared plus.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's people that use that. Like, I got in uni now, in my uni house, I got one of my close friends in it, my close female friend. She knows who she is. She studies maths, and she shows me how she uses it. But it's like she was like, unless you want to study maths, you don't need that in it.
But I have seen though. I did read. I did see someone saying that in terms of like certain careers, like I think that engineering, them sort of like.
You might need it, but again, this goes back to the GCSEs.
You need math. You need really good math.
Yeah, so. But this will go back to GCSEs. Like when we actually pick, show us the pathway forward and what we will need. Like, because the truth is, even if you want to be like an accountant, why isn't financial frugality or something like that? Why isn't that part of the curriculum?
So financially what?
Frugality.
What is
Do you know what I mean?
frugality?
Like when you're financially frugal, innit?
Oh, so
Yeah, I just
So-
put frugality at the end.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
it's sort of-
is that ever a word?
I thought they.
No, I'm saying that Steven's trying to.
What's that sound smart, bro?
Obviously, because it's the first episode, Steven's trying to drop all these.
I'm trying to drop all the frugality.
There's a quality of being frugal.
Shout out my English teacher, Mr. Hussein, you know who you are.
But
Yeah, no, but legit, like, those should be things that if you say you want to be an accountant when you're younger, like, teach us this because I think that's even a life skill, bro. And I know, like, we used to do that, like, free tech and that back in the day, but it was never serious because you didn't do free tech. I did it back in my old school, I during BE, innit? And it was like, even then, the teachers didn't take it as a joke. They only focus. I don't want to say this sounds man did it, but most of them focus on the females, innit? They just said the boys do what you want. It's our food came at the end. Yeah, in free tech, like the man will be in the class as well, but they focus on the female in the class because they were just thinking, oh yeah, man. But me, come from a household where I'm first born, I have to cook. I'm serious. Like, yeah, we're making dead stuff like toad in the hell. That looks like dog food. Bro. Toad in the hole. It's like this pastry with sausages inside. Like, man's never gonna eat that. Innit? Like,
bangers and mash.
Bro, like the food looked like architecture. Like, you had to build it and make space. I thought this was Lego, not free tech. Like,
in African households.
Just give me swallow, give me borrow, give me pounded. Yeah.
We ain't got time for presentation.
We ain't got time presentation, bro. The worse the food looks, the sweeter taste, bro.
I'm telling you, yeah. The people saw okra, the thing was grease.
Yeah, that's another. Me and okra, we're not really boys, you know what I'm saying? I like it. The texture's not feeling me in it, you know what I'm saying? I love. That's
okra
another.
with a little bit of stew.
You know what it is? Maybe I've had it so much. Remember, I was born in night. This was breakfast for me, bro. Man was go to school fresh okra, fam. Like, man's tired of that. You know what I'm saying? No, but like realistically, like in the food tech stuff, like
To focus on the girls, like you're saying.
yeah, let's get life skills, man. Because the truth is, someone you never know can blow up. They do something great, but they haven't had the right tools, the life skills, the wisdom from teachers, from mates. Even as friends, let's be better. Like, let's teach each other stuff. Like,
and that's one thing. That's one thing that I love about my circle. Shout out the man. Like, we even like I mentioned about credit.
Yeah.
Little stuff that we talk about that. Like, for example, if one of the man them talk about their brother has bought a new flat or whatever. Like, even one of the man them, one of my boys, shout out him. He must have sent like a link to some buy to let in terms of property and how there's like bare cheap houses that are going for like 50, 60k in like Durham.
Yeah, them sides.
And like you can buy to let for like cheaper, even like in terms of like, I don't know, like this is like, and it goes back to influences about the circle we keep. Like,
Facts.
it's good to have like certain people that are, I want to say, like-minded and have just as big as aspirations as you, because you lot can all motivate each other as well. Like, don't get it twisted. It's good to have them friends that are like lit and wanna enjoy life. That's cool. Obviously, I'm grateful because obviously I've got men that are not only that are aspiring to do great things in life or have a good mindset on them, but also like we like to do fun stuff as well, innit? So that goes back to, like I said, influence, whereby your circle is important in terms of having that knowledge as well.
And I think lastly, just before like, because we wrap up, talk about influence. The last one I want to touch on was that man them, innit? Like, let's say the elders, innit? Like, let's have the quick real combo, like.
Oh yeah, because you're different. Because for example, I had, like I said, my influences.
You know what I'm saying? For me,
for you,
mine was oldest, innit? Because I was the oldest. I kind of had to be the influencer for my younger, and I loved them so much. And for me, I had to learn how to be older brother. Like, obviously, when you're older, you have responsibilities, but there's a difference between having responsibilities and knowing how to utilize them, how to prepare for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, because I was tall, everyone says I have this deep voice, which I don't hear it, innit? But it's like,
You just lie.
Because when I hear myself, I know it's deep, but when the way they talk about it, it's like, bro, I sound like one Pop Smoke region, like, you know what I'm saying? But
listen, don't let Stephen fool you. He's having girls to, oh, Stephen.
as he like, bro, tell them the brand of your hoodie. Tell them the brand of your hoodie.
It's fair God.
Well, bro, you know what it is? It's like, honestly, it's like my influencers or my people I look up to were elders. You see, Ben will tell you the test, like, the people I chill with are all elders. All my friends are elders. I find it weird trying to see people my age actually, innit? Not even in that way, but it's like, I've always been put the older just because of my size, my stature, you know? So, what do you think about those who say, like, the man them in roles are grooming these little children, like, they're not being good influences in terms of, like, not leading them on the right path? Because sometimes I hear that argument, you know? Because it's like, we want society, the government, of us to help us.
Yeah.
But are we helping ourselves legitimately? Like, as a band of brothers, you know, are we helping ourselves?
I think we are, in a way. I feel like it's like one of them things whereby, like, obviously, like I said, I've had, because I've grown up in a household where it's more discipline. I think it starts from home. Firstly.
Yeah.
So, like I said, like I mentioned before, like, even though man may have done certain things, like for example, I don't smoke weed. Man when I was younger, they were smoking weed. But I was, because I had that sort of discipline from home, it was like, I was in my head, back of my head, I was like, I know if my mom caught me doing this, I wouldn't want to. That's right. So I was always strong-minded to navigate, and obviously, like I said, I made mistakes, but like there were certain things that I knew that I didn't, like, I shouldn't do, because, and I feel like I said, because of the home that I grew up in. So I feel like it starts from home. I feel like obviously outside can influence you just as much as home, but at the same time, like I said, and obviously with the time we're going up in, the generation that we've got now.
You're still filming?
Yeah, we're just finding out. The generation that's coming up above, obviously you've got social media. Some kids are growing up with an iPad in front of them.
No, it's true.
It's tough. It's a tricky one, because I feel for me, I feel like it starts from home. Obviously the grooming thing, obviously kids can get groomed because of outside influences, but I feel like,
and it's easy to groom them,
and it's tough. Yeah. It's tough because some kids may not go up with older siblings. Like I've been like for example, I've got 3 older siblings that are all like, they're all minimum 6 years plus older than me. So
that's big,
like they're all mature men, women. So, but obviously some people aren't privy to that. So it's tough.
As a big brother, that's why I try to do the most with my little siblings, especially my little sister, man. She don't know, but I love her to death, because you know the way man them are now as a man them, you know how man move, innit? So I try to give her everything plus more that she needs. So all the money, the stuff, if a man tries to throw that at her, she'll just laugh.
You know what's crazy?
Because it's like she, my brother can get me. I've been having this.
You're the second person, because I didn't get it, because I haven't. But one of my boys even said that, like, he's got a little sister, and he will know that I'm talking about him. But even he said that he because obviously we see how certain things happen.
Yeah, guys,
so like he said exactly what you just said now, that anytime she wants new trainers, like, he'll buy it for her, or obviously he's not gonna
not overly spoil her, but
but like anything that she kind of needs, like for example, like I think he's paying for her tuition as well. Shout out him, like he just gives it to her, because it's like, you don't want someone from outside, like you said, a guy.
Yeah, just
like, obviously as she gets older, if a guy tries chuck money at her.
Because as the oldest, I feel like I'm the third parent, innit? We feel like the third parent, and I'm responsible, because for me it's like, what I've gone through, I don't want or never need them to go through the same thing, and that's my role, innit? So it's not for my sister, for my bro as well. Like, he started chatting to me about certain stuff where we couldn't talk about before, but it's like I rate him for coming to me, because you know, it's that mutual like understanding that I've got a big older brother there, let him speak the wisdom. And going back to the grooming thing, I'm very with you on the discipline thing, because for me, I've been around people that, you know, smoke, drink.
But I feel like sorry to cut you off.
No, it's cool.
I feel like it can start around like mandem as well, like obviously checking mandem,
checking up
in terms of like how they're moving. Because one thing, and this is what me and Amanda, we all do this to each other, but obviously we have a banter and everything. But like, if someone's like not acting proper, obviously we all act. Obviously, like we all act. We all know how to act. But if someone's not acting proper, then we just say it.
You know what? That's perfect. Just because I feel like that's perfect to Mandem. You know, I think man them know each other very well, and
Facts.
you know, I feel like there's a stigma that man them don't know their boys, all they do is play games. But it's like,
It's bullshit.
it is because in a group chat, everyone has that a kind of role. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like it's a role where you have to do it, but you know everyone's tendencies, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for me, mine could be like, I'm not replying to GC, not that I reply Birds, but I'm like, let's say the comedic, the guy in the GC.
I can't lie, I'm the guy that was I'm corn. I'm calling
That's me, but I'm the corn, I'm the comedian, like, you know, I'm not sports, yeah, man's there because I play more sports, but it's like, if I'm not doing something or if they feel like I'm off, they'll shout me. And I say this to the man, them like, check on your boys, even if they say they're okay, that don't let that ever be a fan answer for the man, them. Ask them what they're going through, how's life, because the truth is, it's not that man don't want your help or they don't want to talk about it. They don't know if you're serious about caring. And that's just not for man, them, that's for everyone. Because some people, you say you're okay, and secretly, that's your cry for help, innit? And people will be like, yeah, that's fine, I've done my bit, innit?
And then apart from checking up on them, if you see them, like, doing something that you feel like is not right, then just say it.
Say it, bro, say it in love.
Even me, myself, like, if I've done something that's crazy, like, the man will be like, well, obviously we'll laugh about it. If it's funny, we'll laugh about it. Most of the time it's funny. Like,
We'll
laugh about it. They'll be like, and then obviously they'll use that as ammo, innit? Like, we're all like laughing at each other, but obviously in the back of my mind I'm like, yeah, I can't be doing this. Because obviously people are gonna start getting on to
or have friends that are like, you know, we keep saying influence, but influence wise, yeah,
friends 100% influence.
they're a big influence in it, but have friends that are happy and confident enough to say no to you on certain stuff. Don't have yes man around you.
100%.
That comes for music, for business, for everything. Because the truth is in life, if your boys or your people can't tell you the truth in love, then they're one of the biggest reasons for your downfall, man. But yeah, anything else? That's the first EP.
Let's end it there, though.
End it there, man. It's your boy Steve and Ben. You know what I'm saying?
What, you gonna take a shot to end it?
Take a shot,
As well?
man.
Let's end it.
Yeah, never good.
Come on, tequila, something like that.
Hey, boy, I ain't on this. It was done.